at least a little bit of time researching our options. So what I'm going to do now is to spend more time on the dialogue system so that I can reuse it. Okay, just the dialogue system for in the future for other games that I might work on in the future. Yeah. Okay, so it's better to invest some time in a dialogue system so that whatever text that we input into maybe a database, then the dialogue system can pick that up and load it depending on what text we enter in it. Okay, so that we can at least reuse it for the future games that we'll be working on. So for that we need to be able to load the so for a simple dialogue system, reusable dialogue system, first be able to load a sprite image for a letter depending on what is in the current dialogue text. Okay, so this is true for all languages. Okay, so example, this is David. Load T H I S and etc. Okay, so we need, that means we need a spreadsheet for fonts so that at least it will be more efficient. Okay, so we'll need to do some more research here. Sharp font sprite sheet. Okay, I already know how to change a sprite in runtime, so that's no issue. Okay, I need to check something first. So for a past game that I've created, which is Small Chronicles, I have fonts in sprite sheets, so something like this. Okay, where you can see the characters here. Oh. Okay, if we can get this simple dialogue system to work, maybe I will put it as an asset on the Unity store, Unity asset store. Okay, so but first we'll have to make it work for ourselves first, since we are not even there yet. Oops. Yeah, looks like we'll need a game object to hold a list of the letters or characters. And of course we can put all of those sprites on a spreadsheet, but we will still need a game object to have a reference or link to them. Okay. Okay, so let's try with English. Okay, that means it will also work for other languages that we will be localizing for, because we are just linking to the sprite image itself. So that means we might need different, or rather one game object for one language. Okay, there's really a lot of ways to go about doing this. And so, okay, so that's the displaying part. So for the animation, that means we need to, when we load the image for one character, we need to make them invincible and then fade them in one by one. Of course, if you want the animation to go faster, we'll fade them in faster. Yeah. So that means we need to create Okay, so if I recall correctly, what I did for Small Chronicles, which is a mobile JRPG that I created, is to have let's see, is to create a CSV file and then load that into a database, or rather a SQLite database, and from the SQLite database we can ask the game to retrieve the text line by line. Excuse me. So what we're going to do here now is to create the CSV file first. Okay, so let's open up numbers. Okay, where the hell is my numbers? Okay, because Excel doesn't seem to work in the version of OS X that I'm using right now. Okay, blank. Okay, let's oh, okay, we don't need this sidebar to be so thick. Okay, so let's save this first. Inside here, okay, and we'll create a new folder for this, and let's call it dialog. Okay, let's call it dialog underscore English dot numbers. Okay, so first thing first. Okay, this is dialog. Okay, it's rather small, so I'm going to increase the font size to 12. Okay, and for C will be type, or let's call it dialog type. So there will be different types of dialog. The first will be character. So if it's character, that means it's the bubble that appears over the character's head. If not, we'll use narrator, which is the text that appears on the bottom blank area. Okay, and we'll have ID here. Okay, let's see. Okay, and we need to have a next. Okay. So, for example, we'll start with this is David. Okay, and it's number 1. And this number 2. Okay, and next is okay, he makes games for a living. Oh, he makes games for a living. So So for the first dialog, okay, next will be number 2. Okay, so that's where the ID comes in. And because this will be sort of exported into a CSV file, and each row is a row in the will be a row in the SQLite database. So we have to get the next row from the database based on next. Okay, as once we have inserted all the rows from the CSV file into the SQLite database, okay, if I recall correctly, all of it will be jumbled up, and that's where next and the ID is important. Okay. I've got to make a gameplay video. So there should be a character again. Okay, I have got to make a gameplay video. Okay. Next is 3. So this is something similar to what I did for Small Chronicles. Okay, of course, Small Chronicles has a more complicated dialogue system, but for Stellar Stars we do not need something as complicated as that. Okay, we might need to add column. Oh, it should be 4. So what I did for Small Chronicles is that for localization we did it directly next to the English version. So that means here okay, let's create the translation directly. So this is David can be translated to Kolewa David to this, something like that. Okay, it's been a while since I last done any proper translation, so I have to admit that my Japanese is kind of not as good as previously. But you get the idea, okay? So today we are going to do this. Okay, let's record some gameplay. Okay. Okay, so the double colon here represents the represent this. But if I recall, this colon in the top right has some issues with the file name. So for now we will use back this. Okay, character. Okay, so that means for today we might be spending a lot of time here, and maybe if we have some time left towards the end, we can go back to Photoshop and create the letters, or rather the sprites for the letters. And then, so in a way we will be creating our own font for this game, or rather for Stellar Stars. Okay, so on top of next we also need post action. So post action is actually what we can use to check if we need to do anything after this dialogue, anything special. So for example, like if we need to change a scene, then maybe we can put there change to next scene, okay? Or maybe boss or dark shadow appear, like somewhere around here. So now I just have to start the game and okay, just have to start the game and okay, so we have our first post action here. Which is the lightning strike or thunder strike. Okay, so we will call it thunder strike blackout. So of course it will be in the form of an animation. Okay, next, dot dot dot, 1 or 2 times more. Okay, let's see if we can do the same thing here. So if this is 1, 2, 3, let's drag it down. It should become 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so okay, it's the same for Excel. Okay, 5, 6, 8. Okay. Okay, next after the blackout, dark shadow appear. Okay, so this is where the dark shadow will appear, and of course we have not created the design for that yet, but we'll do so later. So when the dark shadow appear, that means the portal will appear as well. we just call it dark shadow portal appear. Okay, then after what then portal suck. Okay, then the character will shout. Okay, next scene. So it's time to go to the next scene. So over here, post action, next scene. Stage 0. So over here we'll be at the next scene, which is sort of a story version of the underground cavern, but of course there'll be no enemies. Okay, so we do not need this anymore. Okay, let's close them.